Hey gang, that was the solo to Mainstreet, Bob Seger song from 1976. Really, I'll tell you, a really easy solo, but just, in my opinion, it's one of those perfect solos. I wouldn't change a single note. Every note is just perfect on that. So we're going to learn it note for note in just a minute. As usual, if you like this, please click the like button. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe for one of these every week. Okay, see you in just a second. Alright gang, before we start, remember to download the tab, and remember that we're going to be doing it in D, but I've also got it in E flat, so you can transpose it up, or you can use the tab that's already transposed up for you. Full service. Okay, let's get on with Bob Seger's reminiscing about when he used to stalk a stripper. Let's hope it's not autobiographical on that one. Alright, and be honest guys, the first time you heard it, did you really think he was going to rhyme glass with past? Alright, okay, first things first, let's talk about the sound. Now it actually is kind of critical in this one, and so what you're going to want is you're going to want a moderate amount of overdrive, but 70s sort of overdrive. And another key to this one is playing out of the neck pickup. So we're playing out of the neck pickup here with a moderate amount of overdrive, kind of like channeling Slash in Sweet Child of Mine or November Rain or something like that, okay? So it gives it a kind of a creamy sound. That's enough, but if you also really want to nail it even more, you can put a little delay on it, and that's going to just get that little extra echoey type of sound that it works so well in the song. Okay, let's do the intro solo first. Let me play the whole thing slowly, and then we'll go over it note for note. All right, so we're going to play this basically in D, but let's start up here on the 17th fret, and we're going to play the following line. So we're going to come down to the 15th and the 14th and land on the 15th, like so. Then we're going to go 15, 17, 15. And then bend on the second string on the 17th, full step, bring it down, and play the 15th, okay? Okay, then we're going to walk up to the top again. And that is just on the second string we're going to play 15, 17, on the first string we're going to play 14, 15, and 17. All notes in the D major scale. All right, then we're going to simply repeat that whole phrase again. All right, be sure you give just a decent amount of vibrato, not too much, don't overdo it, but just a little bit. The last part is... All right, so we're going to hammer on the second string, 12th to 15th, pull off to the 12th, and then play 10, slide up to 12, and back to 10 again on the second string. And that is the opening solo. Now let's go over the solo proper, or the main solo, or just the solo. It starts out with a couple lines that are just similar to the opening. And then it starts. Now notice, it's the same thing as the opening, except it doesn't have that last slide, this part right here. So instead of that, it goes into the solo proper. So that's what we're going to cover right now. Now, you can think of this as basically coming out of the D major pentatonic. There are other ways of thinking about it, but that's probably the simplest way to think about it. And we're going to play it in the 7th position. D major pentatonic would be this. I'm going to play it slowly. All right. So we're going to be playing pretty much everything except the last line out of that. I'll even show you how to play the last line out of it as well. But okay, so let me play the solo, the whole thing kind of slowly first, and then we will go over it line by line. I'm starting on the 7th position, 7th fret, 4th string. Okay, so here we go, slowly, whole thing. So as I said, the whole thing is in this position except for that last line, and I'll show you even how to play that line and stay in this position as well. It's not hard at all. Okay, let's go over it line by line now. Here is the first line. All right. Really cool, characteristic line of this solo. All right, we're going to start from the 4th string, 7th fret. Play that. Then we're going to hammer on 7th to 9th. Play 7th on the 3rd. And then do the same thing. Hammer from the 7th to the 9th. So it sounds like this. Then we're going to walk up to the 10th fret on the D major, via the D major scale. So we're going to play this. We're going to hold that bend. So 3rd fret 9th, 2nd, 3rd fret, 3rd string 9th, 2nd string 7th, 8th, 10th, bend it, and hold. All right, now we're going to come back down. And we're going to walk all the way back down. So that is bent 10th to 10th, 8th, 7th, 3rd string 9th, 3rd string 7th, 2nd string 10th, and then 9th on the 3rd string and bend it a whole step. Very cool, very cool. Okay, that's the first line. Here's the second line. All right. Remember, we're working from this bent 3rd string 9th fret. Okay, so we're going to bring it back down to the 9th, pull off to the 7th, and then play the 9th again. All right, then we're going to bend it up again and bring it down, and then play on the 4th string 7, 9, and 7 on the 3rd. All right, so here's both of those together. Okay, now we play this line. All right, so that is the hammer on 7 9th from the 4th, ending up on the 3rd. Now we're going to do the same thing, just one string down, starting from the 5th, 7 9, 7 on the 4th. Then we're going to play the 9th on the 5th, bring ourselves down to the 7th by a slide, play the 5th then. So it's 5, 7 on the 6th, 5. All right, here's the next line. All right. So this one, let's see, is, let me make sure I have my bearings right here. All right, so we're starting back on the seventh on the fifth fret, and we're playing the hammer onto ninth, then the seventh on the fourth, ending up back on the seventh on the fifth, and then we're playing again this hammer 7/9 on the fourth and third, and then again on the fourth. All right, so here's the whole thing together. Okay, then the last part. So that is simply playing on the second string. We're playing the seventh, and pulling off from the eighth to the seventh, ninth on the third, back to the seventh on the second, and then ninth to seventh on the third. And again, this on the fourth, 7/9, back to 7. He does a lot of that where he's normally you expect him to play the string up or the string down, but he just doesn't play that. He just plays the string itself. All right, so here's that whole line again, just so you hear it. All right, here's the last line. All right, pretty straightforward. We're going to the 10th on the second string, bending it up a whole step, and playing it unbent. Doing the same thing on the first string. 10th, bent, then unbent. All right, and then here's the last line right here. We're going to play on the first string, 7 and 5, and then 7 we're going to slide to 5, and we're playing 3, 4 on the third string, and then hammer on 3, 5, back to 3. Here's the rest of that line again. And the whole line together. All right, so for that last line, if you don't want to move out of position and you just want to play it up here in the normal blues box, you can play it without the slide by just playing this. And that works just fine. Let me play it slowly. You're basically just walking down the D major pentatonic scale. You're basically just walking on the D major pentatonic scale, starting from the 7th on the first string. And that does it for the solo. Well, there you have it. There was Bob Seger's Mainstreet, more or less note for note. Really one of my favorite solos. Easy to play, and you've got the tab for both the D flat and for the E if you want to play it off the record. All right, we'll see you on down the road.